Today we are going to focus on how to add and subtract fractions and mixed numbers that have different denominators. One of the common misconceptions until you actually learn this is when you see a fraction with two different denominators, a lot of people like to just say, okay, I can add the numerators and then I can add the denominators. That is absolutely not okay. We cannot do that. It doesn't make sense. In order to add these two fractions, you need to change both the denominators so that they are the same. Until those denominators are the same, you cannot add or subtract fractions. So there's a two-step method on how to do this. First thing you need to do is look into your denominators, which are 6 and 4, and we need to list the multiples of 6 and 4. Now, the reason we do this is we are going to find a multiple that is the same for both of these numbers, and then we're actually going to change the denominators and the numerators. So if I list my multiples of 4, I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and then I'm going to list some 6s. Now, if I don't need to keep going, I won't. If I do need to keep going and list more, then I will until I eventually come to a right answer. So I'm going to list 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. Now what I'm looking for is called the lowest common multiple. If you look at these two sets, they have some similarities. Both of these have a multiple of 24, but it's not the lowest. If we want to pick the lowest common multiple, that answer would be 12. So our goal now is to change both of these fractions into 12ths. Now, one of the most important parts of this is how you set this problem up. If you mess up the setup, or if you mess up this step, you're going to be messed up for the rest of the problem. The first thing I'm going to do is write my fractions. 2/6 plus 1/4. Okay. Now I'm going to be multiplying these to find equivalent fractions. So I'm going to put some time signs there. I'm going to put a fraction line here. Sorry, the camera's moving. Equals, and then another fraction line. Now this is the important part. I am going to write my new denominators at the end. My new denominators are going to be 12 because those are the lowest common multiples I found. So what I'm looking at now is I need to change both of these fractions into 12ths. And how you do that is you kind of just take the denominators and you imagine you have a problem with something missing. So I'm going to say 6 times what is 12? Well, I know that 6 times 2 is 12, so I'm going to write that there. Now, when it comes to the numerator, you are just going to write the same thing on top and then solve the top. 2 times 2 is 4. So 2/6 changed into 4/12. Now down here, looking at my denominators again, 4 times blank equals 12. I know 4 times 3 equals 12. I write my 3 in the numerator as well, and I solve. 1 times 3 is 3. Now, instead of having 2/6 plus 1/4, I have 4/12 plus 3/12. These denominators are now the same, and now I can add nice and simple. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7/12 is my answer.